Gentlemen, we will get underway with the minis grade. Here we go. Ireland versus Scotland in the minis. First ball goes in, pulled up the back by Morva Luke. She had a great day yesterday in his number 3 shirt, riding Minstrel. Sets off down the field. Her number 1, that's Fraser Loudon King, riding Romance. He heads down to the area, looks for a little pass. Oh, it's just come off a frame of a racket. It's there on the floor. Zach Hanna's into the area straight away to try and win it back for Ireland. Zach Hanna, the little player from North Down. He's not been playing Polocrosse that long. He only started playing at the end of last year, but he's a very good little player, especially given how little he's played compared with some of the other players out there who've got a lot more experience. Bounces, oh, couldn't quite pull in the bounce. It's down the floor. Fraser Loudon King's gone over top of it. Archie Wasdale tries to tap it. And Maggie Flower's come up with it in the number 1 shirt for Ireland. Maggie Flower sets off up the field. Maggie Flower down towards the 30-yard line, getting chased by Morva Luke. Maggie Flower rides a little pony, Mr. Measles. And just checks up before the 30-yard line. So that, for anyone who's new to watching Polocrosse, there's a 30-yard line down there that you have to bounce or have the ball passed to you over. And then only the 1 or the 3 are beyond the line. Zach Hanna's come back up with it in the midfield. Zach Hanna now doing some ball carrying midfield. The Irish number 3 out there, Irish number 2 out there is Annabelle Gill. The Scottish number 2 is Archie Wasdale. Zach Hanna just holding on to this ball at the moment, just looking for a chance to pass into Maggie Flower. The ball's rolled out of his racket. It's there on the floor. He's going to reach for it and try and grab it back. He does so. Good work by Zach Hanna. He's won it back again for his Irish team. Holds on to it. There's pressure coming in from Archie Wasdale. Pops a little pass through. Oh, Morva Luke's there to steal it. And Morva Luke and Minstrel just steal the ball and now set off on the attack. Pops it out to Fraser Loudon King. Fraser Loudon King on Romance. Sets off up the field. And Fraser Loudon King immediately under pressure from Maggie Flower. And Annabelle Gill's coming back as well to put pressure on him. Downfield they go. Fraser Loudon King sets off down the field. Zach Hanna waits for him at the 30-yard line. Puts down the bounce. Oh, it doesn't come up. It's going to be there on the floor. Zach Hanna can come back round. Pull it back in for Ireland. Zach Hanna out to the 30 game, puts down the bounce, doesn't get a kind bounce, it's there on the floor. Annabelle Gill will see it, couldn't quite get a racket on it. It's there again for Zach Hanna. In the end, it's Morva Luke. Morva Luke comes up with it. And Morva Luke turns, heads back to the area, looking for Fraser Loudon King as they look for his opening goal in the match. Pops it into the racket of Fraser Loudon King. Fraser Loudon King finds the post for an opening goal for Scotland as they get us underway in this minutes match. End-to-end stuff there from both teams. So for those of you who might be new to watching Polocrosse, anyone here who's not watched it before, there is 2 goal scoring areas, 1 at each end of the field, and only your 1 and your 3 are allowed into those areas. So your attacking number 1, your defensive number 3, everyone is allowed in the big midfield area, but then beyond those lines, and you cannot carry the ball over the 30-yard line. You either have to bounce it off the ground and reclaim it yourself, or have it passed to you by another player once you're over the line. So, ball in again, won by Maggie Flower. Maggie Flower sets off up the field. Maggie Flower down towards the 30-yard line, looking to equalise things up for Ireland, pulls it in nicely on the bounce, lets it fly, through it goes. Goal for Ireland, 1-1 the score in the opening stages of this minis match. And they'll come back and line up table side. So with the minis, all these players have to be 12 years and under, all the ponies 13-2 and under. So there are rules in place around player ages and pony height. Obviously, Annabelle Gill's come up with it. Annabelle Gill sets off down the field. Annabelle Gill will look for a number 1 goal scoring Maggie Flower. Down towards the 30-yard line she goes, pops it up, the big high pass over the top. Maggie Flower will chase it, can't quite pull it in, it's on the floor. It's going to be a race back between her and Morva Luke. Morva Luke comes up with it. Morva and Minstrel back out to the 30-yard line, puts down the bounce. Oh, it curves away from her, it's on the floor. Who's going to get back to it first? It's going to be Fraser Loudon King. Fraser Loudon King comes up. Oh, it's rolled out the racket. He's going to get another chance at it. Pulls it in. Fraser Loudon King on Romance. Romance, an experienced little pony, played in a couple of 4 Nations before with other jockeys, but this is Fraser's first run out in the 4 Nations, and it's going to be... It's going to be turnover ball, I think crossed over centre line. So when players have got the ball, they have to keep it on their stick side. Maggie Flower takes a little throw to itself. Maggie Flower pulls it in. Couldn't quite pull it in. It's rolled across the area, but she's going to get back to it first. Yes, she is. Lines up the sticks, lets it fly. Ireland go ahead, 2-1 in the Minis Chucker. There's a long way to go in this match, but Ireland do hit the front early on. They come back again, far side of the field. Umpire Jack Brown will call them in and line them up. Ball goes in, snapped up the front by Maggie Flower. Has she got time for one more goal? Drives through. Morva Luke's there to put some pressure on her. Maggie Flower and Mr. Measles trying to drive their way through to the 30-yard line. Puts down the bounce, pulls it back in. Maggie Flower out in the corner at the moment. Maggie Flower looking to drive her way round to the goals. That is time, ladies and gentlemen. She didn't quite have time to find her way through to the post. Good defence by the Scottish number 3. Held her out there. Right, here we go. Here come the Minis. And let's see what changes we've got. We've got Isle Oliver Byrne out there in the number 3 shirt for Ireland. Maggie Flower stays at 1, Annabelle Gill at 2. So Zach Hanna's taking a breather for Chucker 2. That's definitely still Morva Luke out the back for Scotland, and Olivia Sharp's up the front on Daisy for Scotland as well, and Archie Wasdill's for 2. So bit of a switch around, one player switching on each team, and it's loose in the area. Olivia Sharp couldn't pull it in. Isla Oliver Byrne will mop it up aboard Foxy. Out to the 30 she goes, pulls it in. Oh, the bounce favoured Olivia Sharp, and Olivia Sharp's come up with it. So Olivia Sharp now on Daisy. Annabelle Gill comes in to try and put some pressure on her. Down towards the 30 she goes, puts down the bounce, pulls it in. Scotland through on goal. That's the equaliser, I think, 2-2. That makes it in the Minis match. So the Minis game, it used to, when we first started doing Four Nations in 2015, I would say a lot of the Minis was played in trot, probably. It has definitely sped up over the years. And ponies have got faster, players have got a lot more skillful. You see pickups and stuff out of players that would be worthy of much older players. Here comes Maggie Flower. Maggie Flower, she plays a bit of juniors as well. There's a couple of players out there who also have larger junior players and play in the juniors. Maggie Flower is one of them. I imagine after this Four Nations she'll probably be permanently in juniors. I'm not sure if she's actually going to age out of Minis this year, but I know that this is really her sister's pony now, Mr. Measles. It's Lola's pony, but she's stolen it back for Four Nations. Maggie Flower, into the goal scoring area she goes. Up against Morva Luke. Morva Luke, she's been solid in defence, she's been good in attack. Minstrel is a great little pony. A lot of these little ponies also do a lot more than just Polocrosse. I know that Minstrel jumps, goes hunting, and is, I think, pretty fearless, to be honest. Now, I think they might blow for the... Oh, no, I thought it might be the angle of a ride-off from Maggie Flower, but I think it might be the swing from Morva. Oh, it's crept past the racket and through the goal. Free shot at goal converted for the Minis. And Ireland back ahead, 3-2 in the Minis. Ireland ball in and came off the stick of Isla Oliver Byrne. And it's going to be Scotland ball though. Archie Wasdill and Spotty come up with it. Archie Wasdill. Oh, was there a whistle? No, there wasn't a whistle. On they go. Right, down towards the 30-yard line they go. Archie Wasdill pops it through to Olivia Sharp. Olivia Sharp, oh, maybe she was just before the 30-yard line. I don't know if she tried to bounce it, whether it just rolled out the racket. But either way, she's come back up with it. Oh no, maybe she carried. Hang on. Umpire stop play. Yeah, I think carried over 30-yard line. So some part of the horse had crossed that 30-yard line before she got the ball out of her racket for the bounce. And so it's going to be ball to Ireland, and Isla Oliver Byrne will take this aboard Foxy. Ireland's players, well, in the end they just create some space for her to take the 10-metre throw to herself, and it's been turned back over. Olivia Sharp's come up with it. Olivia Sharp though Isla Burn and the other Irish players making it work. She's got over 30-yard line this time. Isla Burn just trying to keep her away from the goals. Twist and turn, and Olivia Sharp and Daisy will just come back round towards the middle of the pitch. Goes up over top. Goal. Scotland level it up, 3-all. Ball goes in, snapped at the front by Maggie Flower. Maggie Flower drives through the line out for Ireland. Downfield she goes towards the 30-yard line. Maggie Flower. A lot of blue shirts surround her, but she's still going in towards the 30-yard line. Puts down the bounce. Morva Luke's there to steal it as it comes back up. Bounces back out into midfield. Can't pull it in. It's there on the floor. Annabelle Gill gets a touch on it. It comes out over sideline.
Archie on a player now. Archie on a player. Into a player. Another player, Arch, that's it.
So Olivia Sharp will get this free throw. Olivia Sharp pops it up to herself. Pulls it in. Olivia Sharp. Isla Burn immediately puts some pressure and woodwork on her. Olivia Sharp got a long way from her goal at the moment. Getting pushed back towards the 30-yard line. The ball is loose. Maggie Flower, a lovely backhander pickup. Trapped it, pulled it in. And down towards the 30-yard line she goes again. She's trying to find a nice clean bounce. In she goes. There's a lot of Scottish players there. Ooh. Well, this is going to go one of two ways. Either it was a carry or it was Scottish interference beyond the line. I think it was Scottish interference by Olivia Sharp beyond the line. It was. So Maggie Flower will come in, take the little 10-metre throw to herself, puts it on the non-stick side, pops it up over top. Oh, just wide. She had no time left. She had to throw it, but it just drifted wide of the upright. Final chuck of the minis. I think this is 3-all the score in the minis. So absolute level pegging between these two teams at the moment. Very much these two teams in contention in that mini championship. Out the back it goes, Zach Hanna. Great little pickup up the back by the North Down member for Ireland. Pulls in the ball. Outfield he goes. Now he's got to deliver that to Maggie Flower. Maggie Flower out the front of that number 1 shirt. Downfield they go. Pops a little pass through. Does it find the racket? Maggie Flower traps it well off the ground. Maggie Flower. More of a loop back there to defend for Scotland. And into the area they go. Maggie Flower versus Morva Luke. So I'm pretty sure that score currently locked up at 3-all between these two teams. So they'll want to make sure of each and every goal. Maggie Flower just taking a bit of pressure from Morva Luke as she rides across the area. Mr. Measles and Minstrels for Two Little Ponies doing the footwork. I'll let you guess which one is Mr. Measles. Maggie Flower, big overarm from a long way out, and it's been waved away. So it's going to be turnover ball to Scotland. Scotland, they've made a change. They brought Fraser Loudon King back in that 1 shirt. Archie Wasdills at 2. Ireland have got Isla Burn at 2, Zach Hanna at 3. And Maggie Flower remains in her number 1 shirt. Right, here we go. Morva Luke takes a little free throw to herself. Can't pull it back in, it's there on the floor. Maggie Flower will see it, pick it up off the mud. It's not easy picking up in these sort of conditions. And then, don't think she's quite gone over 30-yard line yet. Holding onto the ball. Or maybe she has gone over 30-yard line. Unleashes a big overarm again waved away. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're ready to get underway again. And ball in, Morva Luke comes up with it for Scotland. Downfield she goes. On the attack on Mr. Minstrel. Fraser Loudon King and Zach Hanna race towards that goal scoring area. A little pass across to the racket. Couldn't quite find Fraser Loudon King. It's rolling towards the back line. It's still there though. Zach Hanna's going to pull it back in. So Zach Hanna pulls it in for Ireland in the number 3 shirt. Comes out towards the 30-yard line, looking for his number 1 and goal scorer. No, bounces out over the 30-yard line himself. He has been a great little player this weekend, Zach Hanna. Like I said, hasn't played for that long, but has really had some great little moments on the pitch in this minis team for Ireland. Downfield he goes towards the 30-yard line, looking for his number 1 and goal scorer, holding onto this ball. They're trying to get it off him. One thing that's impressed me with a lot of these Irish players, they are very good at cradling. They're used to being in tight spots. They train a lot in indoor arenas and stuff over in Ireland, and I think that helps them quite a lot because they often have a lot of other players around them. Maggie Flower in front of a post, puts it through. Maggie Flower puts Ireland ahead in this last chucker, 4-3. Well, I think it's 4-3. I've not actually had official confirmation of the score table, but I think that's right. So,
Racket, boys!
they come together on the far side. Ball goes in, pulled down in the middle. Archie Wasdale's won it. Archie Wasdale for Scotland. Sets off up the field, but Irish defence will work overtime to try and get this back of him. Maggie Flower has a swing. Isla of the burn and Maggie Flower are hunting this ball. Morva Luke's going to try and keep one of them away. Archie Wasdale just driving around and Spotty. Downfield he goes. Fraser Loudon King and Zach Hanna are waiting in the area. Downfield he goes. Archie Wasdale and Spotty puts a little pass through, bounces off the racket back towards the 30-yard line. Where is it? Is it in midfield? Is it still in the area? I think it's still in the area. Fraser Loudon King will come out and pick it up. Fraser Loudon King drives in towards the goals, has a shot, goal. So 4-all the score. These two teams can end in a draw. We won't do golden goal, so if they end in a draw, they end in a draw, and we work out on points. Together they come. Table side. Ball goes in, knocked down on the floor. Morva Luke can see it. Morva Luke drags it up for Scotland. Downfield she goes. Fraser Loudon King and Zach Hannon race towards the area again. The ball into the racket of Fraser Loudon King. He has a shot. Through it goes. Goal to Scotland. Maggie Flower grabs one at the front. Maggie Flower. Oh no, it's rolled back out the racket. Archie Wasdale's come up with it. Scotland set off towards their goal scoring area. There is time, ladies and gentlemen. Give them all a huge round of applause. That is a brilliant match of Minis Polocrosse.